hey friend, welcome to the podcast. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, hi. You don't have to have it all together to have a podcast. You just got to have some decent content. And I think I've got some decent content today. We're going to talk about Facebook jail and why people get in it, how you can stay out of it, what you need to know. And gosh, Facebook jail just stinks. By the way, I was in Facebook jail a couple of years ago over like a Christmas break. And I remember thinking, what on earth did I do? What did I do? I'm such a rule follower. Where's my fellow rule followers at? Like by nature, I'm a complete rule follower. And so, I knew that I didn't do anything on purpose to violate the terms of service with Facebook. And I also know how like vulnerable I felt, thinking, gosh, I've spent years and years and years building this thing, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads over the course of the last 7 years, building this thing that just to have it gone like in a nanosecond. It was scary. And then thinking, okay, is it ever going to come back? Or am I going to have to build a new one? And then, just like trying to work that out and having no correspondence from Facebook other than you messed up, Jen. I mean, that's not what they said, but I'm paraphrasing. And so it was scary. And so I learned some lessons, and in addition, when my inner circle, where we talk about social media all the time, I've had, what did we figure out the other day? Over 8,000 people come through there in the last 5 years. And, more than a handful of them have been in Facebook jail. So we've learned some things about Facebook jail that I want to share with you so that you don't find yourself in it. That is no fun. Okay. So first of all, it's important that you understand that sometimes the reason that you can go into jail on your personal Facebook account or your business or your ads account, they can change. The thing that we can always count on with Facebook or any other social media is that the rules will always be changing. I'm constantly telling the women in my coaching group, you got to stay flexible, because just when you think you kind of get things figured out, then, Instagram suddenly announces they are no longer a photo sharing app. You know what I mean? Like things change and rules change and terms of service change. And so if you've never actually Googled Facebook's terms of service, you might just find yourself some light reading on a Friday night and cuddle up with the hubby on the sofa and figure out what Facebook doesn't want you to do. And so anyhow, I want to preface that by saying, if you're listening to this podcast 10 years down the road, some of this stuff may be changing and more than likely will be different or what have you. So, I want you to familiarize yourself with Facebook's terms of service so that what their rules are, because it's violating the rules that get you put in Facebook jail. Okay. And I probably violated a rule 3 years ago. I didn't know then that I was, but I know now. And so I want to make sure you don't make some of the wrong mistakes that I did. Okay. So reasons why you could possibly be put in Facebook jail, which basically is just a slap on the hands. Facebook jail is basically like, it's what you call it when you can no longer post, you can no longer comment. You'll suddenly just like get something on your screen and it's like, an error message, and it'll say that you can't do certain things. And you're like, whoa, what do you mean? I can't post. Like Facebook's totally blocking me from posting. Or you're trying to comment on something and you're like, I can't do that. Or you'll get a notification that says you can no longer post to a group, or they'll give you a notification that says that you maybe have a post, goes against their community standards, something like that. Sometimes you will see a notification. Other times you just won't be able to do something that you used to be able to do on Facebook. So here's my suggestion. I always tell people to update their app, make sure that you've got that, make sure that it's treating you the same on the app on your phone as it is on desktop. Try some things on desktop. And if, in fact, you can't do things like maybe comment on a post like you used to, then you probably are in Facebook jail. Okay, so why would you get put in there? Like, what could you do? Okay, so one of the biggest ways that you can land in Facebook jail is if you are acting spammy, if you have spamish behavior on Facebook. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, in my case, when I got put in Facebook jail, I think that what I did was I was copying and pasting the same comment to a bunch of people on one post on Facebook. So for instance, they were saying, hey, Jen, where did you get, the cheetah print earrings that you have on today, which I'm wearing cheetah print earrings if you're watching me right now on YouTube. And so instead of writing it out to 10 different people, I just said, hey, I got these earrings at, such and such, here's my affiliate link. And I copied and pasted that same thing over and over and over to a bunch of people. Facebook doesn't like that. To them, that is spamish behavior. They feel like that is because then what they're trying to discern is Facebook's bots and things are trying to determine if you're an actual real person in business or if you are a spammer. And so don't do things that feel spammy. Don't copy and paste comments. They're feeling like, that's like a robot behavior, right? And so that's one thing. Okay. Second thing, using a different name than what your real name is, like using a nickname versus your real name, that can get you in trouble with Facebook on your personal profile. Also having two personal profiles. So, Jennifer Allwood, but also Jennifer Lee Allwood, like that is against Facebook's terms of service. You are only one person. Now you may have multiple personalities. No, I'm just kidding. That's just a little funny, but you can't have multiple personal profiles. You can have more than one business account, but your personal profile where you share, your kids and your cats, you can only have one. And so if you have more than one and Facebook, catches wind of that, they can put you in Facebook jail or even disable your Facebook entirely for that. Listen, jail is it's the precursor to them taking things down totally. So be careful. Be careful. Another reason you can be put in Facebook jail. You're doing all of your business on your personal profile. So again, on your personal profile, like that's where they want you to post about your kids and your cats. They want you to do business on your business page. A lot of you MLM people, you network marketers, you can easily get in trouble for this because some network marketing companies, and it's not as prevalent now as what it used to be a few years ago, but a lot of network marketing companies teach you to do all of your business on your personal profile. Well, Facebook doesn't want you doing that. Facebook wants people who are friends and family of yours to be seeing your posts that apply to them. If you're doing business, they want you to be putting those posts on your business page. That's why Facebook made business pages. And I like this rule, by the way, because if I'm personal friends with you, I don't want you trying to sell me your shakes on every post. Like if I want to know about your shakes, I'll go follow your shake business account. Does that make sense? If you're still posting all of your business stuff on your personal profile, number one, know that you are at jeopardy of one, getting put in Facebook jail, two, losing your personal profile altogether, or three, just totally irritating people to the point that they hide you on their feed anyway. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's true. If you have blocked people on your Facebook, no, not blocked, if you have hid them on your Facebook because you're tired of listening to all the talk about, their supplements they sell or their makeup line or whatever on their personal profile, screenshot this, tag me on Instagram and say, yep, I've literally blocked people because I got tired of I feel like they're just pushing their business stuff down my throat. And I just want to talk about their cats and kids on here. So it really does happen. Okay. Other reasons you can be put in Facebook jail. You are bullying. You are using hate language. You're talking about things that could be deemed as highly controversial. Facebook has got in the last couple of months some new things that they deem as, controversial, bullying, what have you. And so familiarize yourself with some of their language. If they feel like you are posting things that are racist, if they feel like you are posting things that are spamish, if they feel like you are posting things that is spreading misinformation, those are all things, or abusive, those are all reasons that they can put you in Facebook jail. And the reason is they're trying to keep it a safe space. Okay. Another reason you can get put in Facebook jail, if you did something that violates somebody else's rights, like perhaps you use their property without permission and people have, turned your account in. Like if you're stealing photos off of Pinterest and using them on your account over and over and over, those sorts of things, if people are turning you in and, reporting you, you can be put in Facebook jail for that. So what else? If you have a Facebook ads account, I know of some people who have basically been put in Facebook jail because their credit card has expired for their ads account. And so therefore, Facebook's not able to bill them for ads. And so they've gotten put in Facebook jail that way. So, please don't let any of this scare you. If you're not being ultra spammy and you're not being ultra, controversial and you're making sure that you're posting business on business and personal, you should be good to go. Okay. So what do you do if you go to Facebook jail? How long does it last? How long can you expect it to last? All those things. So it would be nice if there was like this formula, like if you do X, then you get Y. But that's actually not the way Facebook math works. And so, how long you'll be in Facebook jail varies person to person, violation to violation. So, in terms of like, if you're not able to post on your own, timeline or in any groups on your page, if you're not able to comment, if you can't even like them, if you can't access your account and stuff, it can vary from a day to several weeks. The majority of the time, what I see is people being put in Facebook jail, it seems like to me, for 72 hours. 72 hours seems to be what I see the most. So if you've done something to get yourself in jail, first of all, don't panic. Give it 72 hours and then panic. No, I'm kidding. Don't panic. Let me know. I have friends in high places. Well, not actually, but I have friends who have friends in high places at Facebook. And sometimes they know people who know people, and I can put you in touch, like with my friend Rachel. And, so don't panic. Okay. But give it a couple of days and just see if things come back. And in my case, it was literally just, I was painting one day at a client's house and my best friend messaged me and she said, honey, your page is back. And I'm like, what? Glory to God. Hallelujah. All the things, such a relief when that actually happened. So if you are in jail, sometimes Facebook will let you know, sometimes they will not. And you usually never know how long it's going to go. It's usually just like that. You couldn't do a thing. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, you can do a thing again. Your account is gone. And a few days later, it's back. And so I wish that there was a rhyme and reason to the amount of time. From what I understand, based on the number of violations and the severity of your violations and warnings, that they will like put you in jail for longer amounts of time if you've gone to jail more than once. Why do I feel like we're talking about a Monopoly game? Go to jail. Do not pass go and do not collect $200. Okay. Let me see the rest of my notes here. One of the things that I used to tell people is if your personal Facebook account, or even your business, if you get put in jail, that if you've been using the ads manager, that a lot of times you can go in through the ads manager and you can ask for help that way. I know that Rachel on my team has always said that tweet Facebook. If you're on Twitter, tweet Facebook. A lot of times they're likely to respond to you there. I cannot confirm or deny that that is accurate. That is just what Rachel has said. So, but you can try to go through their customer service, although it is, honestly, you guys, it's nearly impossible to get a real live human being. One of the things that I do tell all of my clients in my inner circle is if you've ever gotten one of those emails from Facebook that's like, we'd love to put you in touch with, a professional ads person at Facebook and talk about how, you could do your ads better or how you can use your Facebook business page for more marketing. I suggest you take one of those calls. They're like a free 30-minute call you can do with Facebook. And I suggest you do one. Why? Because then you actually have the name and the number a lot of times for an actual person that works for Facebook. And you just never know if you're going to need that. And also Facebook advertising is still the very best advertising I think that there is on the internet. Yes, the cost of ads has gone up this year. Yes, it's harder to get your ads in front of people, but still it's still the best way because it's still where all the people are at, friends. It's still where your clients are at. They're still on Facebook, regardless of how they feel about it. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that you learned something today and you learned some things to avoid doing. Don't be copying and pasting the same thing. Don't be liking 20 comments in a row. Anything that you do over and over and over is likely to trigger something at Facebook to think that you are spam. Don't be racist. Don't be spamist. Don't be abusive. Don't be gross. Don't spread misinformation. Don't do repetitive in what you're doing on Facebook. Don't be a copier and a paster of all the things over and over and over like I did. And you should stay out of jail. Okay. So if this was helpful to you, or if you know somebody who's gone to Facebook jail, first of all, share this with them. But you can get on the wait list to be in my Inner Circle coaching group the next time that we open up, which will be soon, by the way, because we have something fun coming up. So you can go to join.creatorsinnercircle.com. Join.creatorsinnercircle.com and get on the wait list the next time that my business group is open, because we talk about things like this. We help you to stay out of jail, get out of jail, prevent going to jail, build your Facebook page without ads. faster. We teach you how to do things like use your Facebook page for, live sales and to create a community, and how to not have to have a free Facebook group if you don't want one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Join.creatorsinnercircle.com. And I hope to see you in there real soon. All right. Bye-bye.